Welcome back. We are back for another Algebra 1 state test review. Today we're talking about standard A.REI.11. Okay, so we're going to hop right into it. Question 1. A linear function is given. A of x equals 26 minus 12.4x. The function b is also linear. The equation a of x equals b of x has exactly one solution at x equals 5. Create a possible equation for function b. So, let's first put this in to Desmos. A of x equals 26 minus 12.4x. And let me tell you what this question wants you to do. Okay? It tells you that the equation has one solution, meaning that b of x touches this line, this a of x line, exactly once at x equals 5. Okay? So what you need to do is you need to come up with an equation for b of x that somehow will get to the point 5 comma negative 36 so that it can intersect with a of x at exactly this point. And it cannot be a quadratic equation because it needs to intersect only once. So it has to be a linear equation. The easiest way to do this, okay, because you could go for something wild. You could go for like f of x equals negative 2x minus 26, right? Which satisfies the question. I believe it would anyway. F of x, b of x equals negative 2x minus 26. Yeah, it would satisfy the question, which is great, if you can figure out how to do that, right? I picked a y-intercept and then had to find a slope that works. However, the easiest way to do this is just to make b of x equals whatever the y value was for the intersection point. So if I know it has to intersect at 5 comma negative 36, I just make b of x equals negative 36. This is a perfectly valid equation, and that just works. Don't overthink it. That's the biggest thing with these tests. Do not overthink. Okay. Whoops. This item has two parts. These questions are getting hard to see because they're like so small. The equation of two functions f and g are given. F of x equals 2 to the x minus 5. G of x equals negative 3x plus 5. The graph of the equation f of x is shown. Use the add arrow tool to graph the equation g of x. So, when you're graphing, g of x is a linear equation. So, y equals mx plus b. Remember, m represents your slope. This represents how you move. B represents the y-intercept, or how you start. Okay? So if our y-intercept is at positive 5, that means my first point will be at positive 5. 0 comma positive 5. Your slope is your change in y over your change in x. Your y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if your slope is negative 3, you need to make that into a fraction so you can actually use it. To make a whole number into a fraction, you put it over 1. What your slope of negative 3 over 1 means is that you're going to go down 3 and right 1 before you put the next point. So starting from here, starting from our y-intercept, we're going to go down 1, 2, 3 to the right 1, and we're going to put our next point. And I believe that at this point the add arrow tool will automatically connect the points and will put the arrow in for you. I believe at 2 points the add arrow tool will just put it in. But you go down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1. Okay, that's all you do. Part B. What is the solution? Round your answer to the nearest tenth if needed. The solution would be where they intersect. They intersect, well, even if you don't get it off of your graph, you can get it off of Desmos. And I would actually even suggest doing it in Desmos, because you know that as long as you type it in right, Desmos is right. So 2 to the x minus 5, and g of x equals negative 3x plus 5. And you're going to see where they intersect. 2 comma negative 1. And I could have told you it would be a 2 comma negative 1 based off this graph. The reason I checked was because this says round your answer to the nearest tenth. And even though it says if needed, like that rings bells to me that it's possibly a decimal. And with a manual graph, I can't accurately draw decimals. So I'm going to double check it in Desmos. So my x value is 2, so it is x equals 2. Question 3. The equation of two functions is given. F of x equals 3x plus 4, g of x equals 7x minus 2. F of x equals 3x plus 4, g of x equals 7x minus 2. What value of x makes this true? Do you know what all this is asking? Let me tell you exactly what this question is. This question is, a system of equations is given, and what x, or what value of x, is a solution. All those things that we've been doing, where it's just graph it, see where they cross, that's all you're doing here. This is just a system of equations. It's two equations given, just instead of y's, they put f of x and g of x. Put it in, where do they cross? Bam, 1.5, x equals 1.5, you're done. You're not going to believe it, the next question, the same. F of x equals 1/2 x minus 3, g of x equals 7/10 x minus 6. What is the solution? Type it in. F of x equals 1/2 x minus 3. G of x equals 7/10 x minus 6. Where do they cross? 15, 4.5. Your x is 15. Done. All right, so that does it for this standard. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in class or what have you. Otherwise, good luck on your state test.